You guys, it's already mid of 2025, and if you also want to learn new skills before this 2025 ends, I have got the video for you. So I have made a PowerPoint file where there are 34 pages where I have guided you all the things you need to learn to do full stack website developer. Here you can see the full stack website developer full roadmap for the 2025. As we know, in the past, we have only HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and for backend there was PHP, and for database there was MySQL. But time has changes now, and we have a lot of stack right here. Like in frontend, we have so many framework libraries, and as well as backend there are so many framework libraries, etc. And also database, so means non-SQL, SQL, like that database, and cloud hosting, and many extra tools like GitHub, and this Docker, etc. DevOps tool. Okay, and if you are still confused what to do and what to not, what are the best tools you need to learn to do full stack dev in 2025, I have got a full roadmap, a proper roadmap for you. So don't forget to watch. If you also don't want to do full stack web dev, you can watch it. You can know what are the things are is required for the full stack web dev. Okay, theory projects like DNS and security, like how DNS works, and HTTPS status code, like what does 100, 200, and 500, like that. HTTPS status code indicates, HTTP status code indicates, and web-based attacks, and how we can secure that type of attack, like that. And here we have some theory, more theory projects. Okay, and here we have some more theory topics you need to know, must need to know to do full stack web dev in 2025. Foundation, HTTP, HTTPS, and the encryption and communication between server and client, etc. And requests, responses, cookies, session, and tokens. The data are saved in cache memory, different cache like browser cache, CDN cache, HTTP cache, and more. And we have another, and in second number we have networking and internet basics like DNS, how the DNS all the things work. Like here you can see the authoritative name server, root server, DNS record type like A4A, CNAME, MXTXT, like that. And about IP and ports, what's B4IP and B6, and the common ports of and common ports like 80 stand for HTTP and 443 for HTTPS, like that. Okay, and CDN, content delivery network, like that. Speed of delivery and improves our security for DDoS, like DDoS protection kind of thing. Okay, another topic, web security protocols, CA, self-signed versus trusted certificate, chain of trust, like that. Okay, and we have HTTP strict transfer security, prevents downgrade to HTTP, like that. Here you can see. And we have another topic which is HTTP in depth, like get, post, put, delete, patch, like that of thing. And status code we have already covered, and the HTTP2 and HTTP3, like where multiplexing, server push, QIC protocol, like that things are there. And the header section, like what data are stored in header and ports to backend, like that. Security, content security policy, explain options, and about our system, our browser info, and the course access control all origin, application where our cookies stored and goes. And we have another theory, authentication and identity, like cookies, session ID, JWT, what is JWT, etc. And 0 or 2.0 open ID, MFA, multi-factor authentication, like that. And in 6 number we have modern security enhancement, like content security policy, limit where scripts, styles, and images can load from same site cookies. We have web security threats, like all the attacks like XSS and injecting, SQL injection, DDoS, man in the middle attack, like that. You need to also know about these attacks and how you can secure your website from these attacks. Number we have advanced topic like zero trust networking and API and API security, rate limiting, API keys, zero auth, OWSP API, top 10 vulnerabilities, and WAF, web application firewall, filtering and monitor traffic, like all the like all the way we can protect our website. Okay, then we have a roadmap of tech using full stack web development. So we have a diagram of tools you need to know to do a full stack dev in 2025. So here we have frontend and backend. In frontend, in languages we have HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and in framework there are React, Vue, Angular and Next.js. Okay, and in libraries we have jQuery, Tailwind and Bootstrap. This for styling. Okay, and this React, Vue, Angular and Next for the front end, to make the front end more better and user friendly, and there are more features there. Okay, this React Asynchra is the combination of both HTML, CSS and JavaScript with all the feature of it and more. There are more features like SEO and the optimization, single page rendering, website Asynchra, many features. Just they are simply better. Okay, this building the front end using HTML, CSS and JavaScript is just outdated for the 2025. Okay, and then in backend we have languages in Node.js, Python, PHP, Java. And in database we have MySQL, MongoDB and Postgres. And in API we have REST API and GraphQL. And to know some extra we have Git and GitHub for our and hosting, how we can host the website in the internet. Okay, so in front-end tech, here you can see we got some definition or description of tools stack. Like in HTML it is just a foundation of website, like here you can read it's some definition, and in CSS it's just used for styling the HTML. Okay, here you can read. And in front-end tech we have JavaScript and React.js. So JavaScript is a programming language mostly used for web development. Okay, it is the main programming language of web dev. It helps to do DOM manipulation, handling events, and fetching data from API, SQL, and many things. Okay, React.js, a JavaScript framework, which is used to make the front end more better. It is created by the Meta. Okay, Facebook, we know. So this is it have component based architecture, means we have reusable UI parts. Okay, and virtual DOM for fast rendering, and we have large ecosystem like Redux, Next.js, etc. And we can do a good SEO using this Next.js. And we have here server side rendering, and in Next.js we have client side rendering, and pages optimization and network optimization, many things. It is best for the dynamic app like dashboard, social media, etc. And we have some more tools like Vue.js and Angular. You can just read it from here. What they are. They are also a framework of JavaScript. This Angular is built from the Google just of it. Okay, and in styling library we have Tailwind, CSS and Bootstrap. This both library is used to make the styling more better. Using just some few lines of code, the classes, you can do a lot of good styling there. MD5 like that, MD-5, you can reuse the large number of styling. Okay, here you can see its definition or utility for CSS framework. And the uses of Tailwind is mobile first responsive device, highly customized with config file, popular for modern slick fast UI, and predefined utility classes, build custom designs quickly. Okay, and in Bootstrap we have it uses like pre-built components like navbar, buttons, modals, grids, and it is responsive grid system and popular for business website and admin panels. So here we come back to that roadmap, and let me tell you what you need to learn. So in frontend you should learn this HTML, CSS, JavaScript because it's compulsory, and in framework of it you can either use React.js or the Next.js. They are kind of same, but 90% of the topic of React are in Next.js. There are some more 10% for the SEO and more updated things of React. Okay, and you can use this Tailwind and Bootstrap. I will suggest you to learn this both Tailwind and Bootstrap because it's so these are the things. So these are the 3, 4, 5 to 6 things you need to learn to do front-end development. And in back-end development, you need, if you have a strong base of JavaScript, you can choose Node.js, and in database you can have MongoDB, which is a non-SQL database. It is a non-SQL database, so it will be easier for you. And in API, you can do this REST API, okay? Which is these are the 3 tools, 3 stack used in backend development. And in extras, we have this too. So let's see what you need to learn learn for HTML. We have some tags like this all tags. You can see it from internet. It's just a easier part, okay? HTML won't gonna take you. You can finish HTML easily in just few days. And we have CSS. You can also finish CSS in so much less time because it's also easier, okay? Like here you can see basics and the box model, display positioning, backgrounds, responsive and advanced layout, and animations, grid display positioning, flexbox like this. Here you can see all the things you need to learn to do CSS, okay? And in JavaScript we have some these topics which are JavaScript introduction, fundamentals, JS and HTML, DOM, Ajax, web APIs, JS-based jQuery, and JS JSON, JS browser, BOM, loops, conditional statement, and there are also more things you can learn. Okay, these are some few things you need to know to do a good level of JavaScript. Okay, and in Tailwind we have this much things like layout, spacing, flexbox and grids, borders, and there are many things. You can just go and visit Tailwind website. Okay, here you can see the Tailwind website, and you can follow its procedures to install this in your project. And from here you can see so many things so that you can make your front end more better. Also you can go and visit the Bootstrap site also. Okay, just go and type Bootstrap, and here is the official site of Bootstrap, and they will guide you how to install the Bootstrap in your project and use it. Okay, there are reusable components which you can just copy and paste and do some changes there. Also after this you need to learn about what's the difference between library and framework. Actually framework is a combination of library, and the library is just a code called library. Okay, that's it. You can just go and research about it. And then we have a React.js. Okay, React.js topics you need to learn. So there are many things because React.js is little bit vast, okay, vast than JavaScript as well. There are component based, there are intro like DOM, virtual, and component based components, SPH, JSX, and its basic setup. Like you need to know some commands of it and how you can install that, and TypeScript with React UI libraries, and the advanced feature of it like fragments, strict mode, totals, error boundaries, lazy loading, and there are so many hooks like use state, use effect, use reference, use context, use reducer, use callback, lifecycle method like constructor, render, component did mount, component did update, component will on mount, like that, and higher order component like with auth, with logger, reusability, code wrapping, and custom hook. And we have also custom hooks like use local storage, use window size, use dark mode, and props, state. There are a lot of things. It's gonna be a little bit hard, but you can easily learn it after a few, if you give some few months to it and build a good level of projects. You can easily learn it. Okay, and we have Next.js topics. Actually Next.js contains all things same as React.js. 90% things are same, but there are some 10% things like server-side rendering, SSG, and project setup, and catch all route component in Next.js, and it's kind of better for SEO development also, and the network optimization and the file optimization kind of thing, okay, because it have file based routing, okay. These are the things you need to learn to do of front-end development. And let's come for backend development. In backend we have Node.js Express. Node.js is kind of JavaScript, but it runs on server, okay. Like its feature, it uses our built scalable. It is scalable, non-blocking application, and real-time apps like chat apps, live updates. It can create and handle a large number of connections efficiently, okay. Node.js. And we have JavaScript framework, which is Express.js. It is a lightweight web framework for Node.js, okay, which helps you to create a server and create API quickly, REST API, GraphQL endpoints, and it handles routing, middlewares, session authentication, backend for SPA, mobile apps, and web apps like that. And in database we have MongoDB non-SQL database and MySQL. Like MongoDB uses is store data like a JSON like documents, and flexible schema, good for dynamic application, high scalability for big data, and it's common with monostack app, okay. And in MySQL it stores data in structured data tables, okay. Uses SQL for queries, and good for app requiring strict data relationship. So you can choose either both of them, but I will suggest you to choose Mongo database because we have GraphQL and REST API. And like here you can see it's different between REST API is a standard way of communication between frontend and backend. Use HTTP method like get, post, put, and delete. It is a stateless architecture widely supported, easily integrated with mobile apps, web apps, and IoT. And in GraphQL, it is a query only the data you need to know overfetching, okay. Single endpoint for all queries and mutation. Strong typing system. I will suggest you to do the REST API. This was the definition description, and we have some things you need to learn to do backend dev also, okay, to be a full stack dev. So in Node.js we have this much things like modules, console, clusters, add-ons, buffer, callbacks, crypto, error handling, net, global, domain, DNS, streaming, debugger. Like these things you need to learn about it, okay. And in Express.js we have a lot of things, but I have only listed few of things because these are the basic things, and other things you can learn and explore about it from the internet, like setting up server, front-end connection, routing, middlewares, static file, request and response, router, templating engine, REST API design, schema making, importing modules, file system, error handling, environment files, authentication, microservices, encryption, cookies, microservices, performance, modules, WebSocket, database operation, security, cloud operation, database connection, like that, okay. From this you can create a web server or app server, okay, using this Node and Express.js. And in database we choose Mongo database. I have also listed some things you need to learn to do MongoDB. So that are security, connection to server, Atlas feature, change schema, security, connection to server, connecting to our web server or app server, Atlas feature, and change schema and relation between schema, sharding, replication, transaction, updating arrays, query, validation, schema design, cloud operation, data types, installation of it, Mongo shell, like that. There are a lot of things. Go and MongoDB download, and you can download that MongoDB in your system. MongoDB Atlas, like there is a official website of Mongo database where we can save our data in cloudly, okay. Like this you can create a database cluster and create an API token there and integrate with your backend, and you will also get a secret API key which you store in env file, okay. And like this a collection will appear, and like this a JSON format of data will be stored in your Mongo database, okay. Database official, you can just go and visit Mongo database official site and use it, and also watch the tutorials from YouTube. And in API we have REST API. Here is the cheat sheet of REST API, which is client server, stateless, cacheable, layered system. There are a lot of things like protocol, subdomain, and versions like this. Uh, Here we split a full URL, okay, and so what each things means. Like HTTPS is a protocol, and the API which is subdomain, and the domain which is subdomain, and the main domain, and the endpoints of it, and the method like get, post, which is HTTP methods, and filtering and pagination, like that thing, okay. So these are the things you need to. So these are all the things you need to know to do a full stack website development. And in extra we have Git and GitHub for our managing our website, our code, and all thing, okay. You can just have it. You can just go and have it course of Git and GitHub. Here's the cheat sheet. There are a lot of commands like git branch sd, and git clone, git add dot, commitment, and git pull, git push, like that things. From your terminal you can just put your all source code into GitHub, okay. Here is the definition what GitHub is and what Git is, like this. Download the Git, okay, like this. You can just download the Git from here, and we have GitHub, and then we have a GitHub, okay. This is a here is the GitHub. You can just create repositories and connect, and using some commands you can just go in your VS Code, and in command section you can just type few commands, so you can add your all source code here in your GitHub account. I have already pushed 29 of projects in my GitHub account. Here you can see. After the full stack website development is finished, you need to host a website in Google Chrome, like that. So here are some things how you can host, like VPS, virtual private server. From your own PC you can host it and do port forwarding type of things, and forward your port in your router public IP, and purchase a domain for it and use it, okay. but it's so costable, so you can do some cloud services like Amazon Web Services, which I use for my hosting, GoDaddy server hosting, like that, and shared hosting. You can also have the course of it, okay. These are the things you need to learn in 2025 to become a full stack website development, okay. In next video I will surely provide you all the courses and from which you can learn all that things, okay. Are some intermediate things, level things you need to know to do a full stack web dev, and after you finish all this, you will build some full stack website projects, and slowly your experience you will gain, and you will know something more, and that's how you will know something deeper concept of web dev also, okay. These are just intermediate level of things you need to do. I hope you will start your full stack web dev journey before this 2025 ends, okay. So thank you. You can subscribe the channel. Bye.